Hi Libra, I'm Anisha. You can also write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. And this is your monthly forecast for May 2012. Libra, we start this month with a full moon in Scorpio on the 6th. And this is the time where there's a lot of focus with you being not diplomatic at all, which is a very unlike Libran quality, and you may surprise yourself with the bluntness with which you will be dealing with some people. However, with Mercury being there till about 9, some amount of a communication should get smoothed out for you. There is a lot of focus, Librans, this month for you on finances, on bank related work, on preparation, on budgeting. We have a lovely trine this month between Venus and Saturn. Venus is making its journey through Gemini and Saturn is retrograde in Libra. Venus is going to be transiting your ninth house, and the focus of this particular house is how ready is it that you are for the gifts that the universe has to offer you, Libra. I think there's a lot of preparation work that is going on behind the scenes for a lot of you. I think all of you are getting geared up or getting ready to move on to the next thing, and more so at your workspace. So it is something very good for you on long distance travel, on communication, on interactions with foreigners. So whether it could be through emails, or it could be wherein you would be taking a journey, and it could be to do with a higher form of learning as well. It may not really be a formal kind of an education, but this is something where it could be a short course that a lot of you may have been thinking around doing it for the longest of time, and you may get down to doing it now. So it's a lovely time. It's a lovely time to travel. However, Venus goes retrograde on the 14th, and post that things will get a little slow. So you can expect a little bit of delays around that point of time. Saturn is retrograding your first house, and that is a house of self. That is a house which is, like I keep saying, one of the most difficult houses for astrologers to read, because your own wishes, dreams, desires are most unique and closest to you. It is also a house which is asking you to look more deeper, somewhere to move the focus of you, maybe to keep your ego in check and not to be so sensitive about things, Librans. I think somewhere most of you are really on a reactionary mode, or have been since about a month and a half, and maybe someone who's closest to you just knows how to press your push buttons. So just take a time out and try not to be so reactive, and do keep your ego in check, especially this month. It will do you good. So whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, try conserving your energy onto that particular thing, and don't get too scattered and don't get too worried about what rest of the world is saying or do. We have a lovely solar eclipse on the 20th May, and during the solar eclipse the moon passes through earth and the sun, and it forms a perfect alignment. So for over an hour or so you can't view the sun properly, and this time the eclipse is happening in Gemini. That is the zodiac for I see, I talk, I communicate, I seek. And since the eclipse is happening over here, there could be some amount of challenges over there. You could feel a bit constrained. And it is also forming an angle to Uranus, which is a planet of unpredictability. So it is creating a backdrop for the next 6 months to come, wherein there's a lot of unconventionality, a lot of unusual people will come into your life. You will find yourself working on projects which are not your regular, run of the mill kind of projects that are there. You will find yourself drawn more to maybe spirituality, maybe drawn more to artistic musicians or painters. So your bent of mind, rather, I would say, for most of the zodiacs, the next 6 months, it is a very unconventional time. Also, I would like to mention that the 2012 is pretty much the trend is setting for the new 60s. This is what the new 60s really is. We have Uranus, which is, like I said, which is making an angle, and this sets off the trend for a lot of personal speech and personal freedom. So there is going to be more stress on entrepreneurship, and there's going to be lesser of a, not a focus I would say, but you would find people speaking up more. You would find more activists. You would find more groups of people who feel very strongly about everything is going to surface. So if you were to look back at 60s, it's going to have, I would say, about 80% of the flavor is going to be there. And since Neptune has moved out of Aquarius after 13 years and it has moved to Pisces, its home sign, Neptune is going to be bringing about its, it has a subtle influence as well. So if you are involved in the creative space, be it editing, glamour, writing, theatre, you will benefit greatly. So have a great month. I'll see you again in June, and thank you so much for watching.